Hey guys, it's Kusi. Welcome back to the third episode of our journey to become the Green Menace of Season 4 in this Zero to Hero Goblin
These nuts!
Fury Warrior edition. In the last episode, we finalized the gearing process to the point where we finally had a fair amount of items to step into Mythic Plus and show people what single-minded Fury is all about. We ended on a score of barely anything and an item level of 487 to finally continue the grind. In this episode, because it's reset, we will have our first vault to open while also getting the chance for more loot from Aberros this week, and we do have Fortified coming along to mix things up in every key. And just to top it off, we also will receive our second coin to purchase a juicy item of our choosing from any of the raids, which brought us to the point of breaking the glass ceiling that is 1 million DPS. And if that sounds like an exciting episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any further uploads. And without any further ado, make sure to grab a drink, get comfy, and enjoy episode 3 of this series. Alright, so we do need to start at the vault right away. We ended on 3 normal raid slots and 3 Hero Mythic Plus items to choose from. And here are the options. 2 straight up tier sets and hands to potentially make into tier set 2. Oh yeah, and a one hand, because I forgot to change the loot spec to arms. However, the chest piece is out of the race here, since we already do have one on LFR, but still. With that being said, the options are pretty much between the shoulder piece and the hand piece. The smartest play would be the shoulders, since that would mean I still got a charge on the catalyst to convert another item. But I decided to be smart for once and tried my luck in LFR first.
You're joking.
Aberros is up this week, and I'm not really a fan of the raid. Not my kind of vibe. But this seems to be mutual, cause I legit got nothing from clearing pretty much every wing. While I guess I got another raid item currency coin thingy, and because I still haven't chosen anything from the vault, I decided to go ahead and check at the catalyst if I can make a tier set that I forgot about. When I found this, they hotfixed something. In the first episode, I told you and showed you that for some reason you can't convert those 450 trader items in tier set, but not the hero pieces that dropped from the raid. It got fixed, and now you can do that. And with that, my decision was very easy. Turn legs into tier and get the shoulders from the vault. And with that, right with the second week of this challenge and of the season, we do rock the 4 set. God bless the catalyst. Furthermore, I also made the smart decision to spend my mentioned raid item currency coin thingy to buy a weapon that is pretty much the best thing to use besides the legendary itself. Ash Candy, Fall of the Hood.
That's gotta be racist, there's no way.
One thing to mention here, I know you guys only mean well when you tell me to aim for the legendary because the amount of damage it provides is nuts, and probably every using spec is tuned to have it. But there's no damn way that even if I get the quest from Firak, I will spend weeks to farm the stupid amount of gold to get it. Keep in mind, one of the rules is that there's no external gold, so no WoW tokens allowed. I appreciate that you guys care and just want to help me out, I really do. Now with LFR and the vault out of the way, we will talk keys for the rest of the episode. And to start us off, we got Azure Vault 2. And considering how my keys went so far, I was excited and hopeful, but I wasn't quite expecting this. For starters, we have a pole that I remembered from the last time this dungeon was in a rotation. The entire first room with Bloodlust, and boy did it go clean. After that, we use a skip that is still working by simply avoiding the first ring of trash you need to clear. How this works is, you drop down here and land on the platform below. You either do this by having an ability that allows you to leap forward mid-air, like Disengage, Heroic Leap or, well, even the Goblin Jump, because when you use those abilities your fall damage pretty much resets. Ain't that nice? Another way is that in our case, the mage drops down first and then pretty much buffs everybody that is following with slow fall one after the other. And this strat worked quite well, 4 out of 5 would agree. The rest of this dungeon went as ridiculous, and so we ended this run with a 3 chest, 148 score and a new ring. I like that. And I wasn't even the lowest DPS, easy clap. From here on, we moved up a bit and went for the key we gotten. Horse 5, and I don't know what was happening today, but it didn't take me long to get a party for this going either. No bloodlust, but I bought some drums. Should do the trick for now. Now, I feel like Halls is a very Fury friendly key. A lot of packs that are around 4 to 6 mobs, with not that much potential to pull multiple packs, considering how badly you can stack them up for the most part. So we move forward with purpose, without doing any risky plays at all. And even though it's fortified, we're still gonna talk about some bosses just because I feel like those are the most cases for vibes in general. So the first boss is rather simple. Dodge the cone and make sure to get out of the party on power overload. When this debuff runs out, you leave a big AoE on the ground, so make sure you're not making life more difficult for the others. Also for your healers, even though this is dispellable, let DPS handle this thing, cause sometimes people just leap out last second to get some more damage out before they want to drop the debuff. Trust. Now after the boss, we finally got some trash that could end your existence in an instant. The Primalist Shock Trooper will try to cast their elemental focus pretty early after being pulled. If that goes through, they will crush you. Maybe you can heal through one of them, but if it's multiple, you can pack your bag and go home. So, fully focus on doing that first before just randomly nuking. You can also purge it down in case it does get through. Next boss is the Fat-Ass Frog, and this one is more of a healer intense job to handle. The only mechanic all of us need to play proper is the gulp in combination with the ads he spawns. So here's how that works. On gulp, he will suck in every little froggy that's inside the circle. But on top of that, one player has to soak the gulp too. Tank duty. If no one soaks it, he will enrage, and that can be very painful considering all the mad AoE he pumps out during overpowering Croak and toxic Effluvia. Towards the third boss, only one thing to be mentioned. The dragon will cast Deep Chill, which will put a slow debuff onto the party that takes for a good amount of damage too. So on fortified or even higher keys in general, if you got any way to remove slows from you, do it.
Just do it!
Freedom, Tiger's Lust, Disengage, just to name a few. The third boss seems a lot harder than it is. Dodge the tornado, dodge the rings on the ground, and make sure you are behind a solid block of ice to not die. They made the fight a lot easier cause now you got visuals to tell you which ice block is about to be destroyed. If you're a tank here, make sure that you pull the boss to the closest solid ice block right after she sends their tornado flying, because everyone can actually attack through those blocks.
What?
That way your melee won't have any downtime and you'll make the fight a lot quicker. On the gauntlet right after, I will only give you one idea. You can use those little thingies in the middle to line of sight the deep chill cast by the dragon. Being slowed can really punish you here, so may take that advice. Now the last boss is free. Dodge the swirlies and survive the minigame. Our party got absolutely crushed by the swirlies in the second phase, but as you can tell, this ain't too difficult to live. Ended the run on the solid +2, another 94 score, and finally a 2-hand weapon for our use. 22 item level upgrade for the offhand, we will take it. But before we continue with our first key upwards the +5 bracket, let me quickly remind you that we are in fact on the road to 10k on this channel, and if you watch this far without being subscribed, I mean, come on. If we manage to achieve that goal, there will be a 24-hour stream happening, so make sure to be part of that tournament one day. I really appreciate your support. Now, bad news everyone. We got a Brackenhide key. Good news though, I got a full 4-man party applying to this. And okay, let's talk about this for a moment. Tank, healer and the mage were geared like hell, and they probably just wanted to boost their friend. I was a bit upset that I lowered the key from 7 to 6, but it is what it is.
Pussy!
The beginning however didn't look like much of a boost. Well okay, the first pull did, but look at this insane unit of a warrior pressing all the buttons. Until I got my ass handed to me by the tank though. Vengeance is totally fine guys. Even that druid was pumping hard man, holy crackers. The second pull was also pretty big, but this time we didn't have Bloodlust to help out, and the only thing that could have been bad here is the fear going off. Unlucky. 9 deaths seems expensive for simply not kicking. Now, I'd advise you to not pull like this when you're plugging keys. Keep in mind, this party is overgeared and most likely communicates. After freeing those 5 useless sacks of seal, we talk first boss. This one also got nerfed, but to run down the important mechanics for those of you that don't know. First, you want to focus down the caster. Got the most annoying spell to deal with, which is the Hex Trick Totem. If that thing drops, focus it down ASAP. Now for healers, you need to be mindful of Gash Tooth. He does some mad damage to the party with Gash Frenzy, which will put bleeds on everybody that will remain until they are healed above 90% health. So feel free to use a cooldown for this quickly. The next thing is Mark for Butchery, which does exactly that. Spot heal the target because no one ever uses a defensive spell for that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Don't trust. You also need to dispel the blind on the tank as soon as you can. But this will only work when people actually focus down Dimension Totem as quickly as possible, since that thing will always incap the healer. And tanks need to make sure to soak the charge. Second boss is a simple one again. Dodge the cone that will lock onto the tank, and one person needs to soak his vacuum cleaner cosplay. But similar to the third boss in Black Cold, once you soak it, you got a debuff that will increase the damage done from the next one. So you need to rotate it. Preferably the tank first, and then people with immunities like Turtle, Ice Block or Bubble. Now Godshot. Okay, so you pretty much drop traps and you need to kite the hyenas through them. So for anybody that isn't a tank, make sure you always position yourself behind a trap from the point of view of the hyenas. Smell like meat will make them charge you, and if you're too close, they will munch your ass. Not in a kinky way.
Naughty, naughty, you teasing me.
Wrath-Eye is a very movement heavy boss. Two things to look out for as a tank are choking Rot Cloud, which will be casted onto you and will create a moving silent zone, but if you're quickly on your feet, you can avoid being hit by this ability at all. The other one is Decay Strike, which is a physical hit that will put a heal absorb onto you. So if you can, make sure to lower the impact by using an ability or to prep some self heal to use right away. For everybody else, don't get hit by any ability and kill the totem ASAP. Every time the totem gets a full cast or you get hit by the Silence Cloud, you will receive a debuff that interacts with the next ability. Withering Eruption will trigger an explosion around everybody and increases in damage for every debuff. It sounds like a lot, but it's not that bad, I promise. 205 score to our name, and boy was this a run. No idea how I got myself into an MDI tryout, but here we are. The tank almost got 400k overall, which, alright, I guess if you pull those big ass pulls, then that's doable, but it's still very impressive. Alright, I also got my first crafted item, which I decided to use for a solid ring with banging stats. Only rank 4, but still 511 item level, so that's a big one for now. Now, I did get a knockhoot from the last key, but again, I lowered it to 6. Mainly to make gaining score a bit easier while farming aspect crests. And also because I'm aware that I may not do enough damage yet to provide enough for that key level. Don't wanna get carried every key after all. So plus 6 it is again, but because we covered the dungeon already a bit more detailed, I will give you some sweet spots. One of them is the reminder to use Spell Reflect on trash. 20% less magic damage taken is not a bad thing to have, and occasionally you reflect a mad spell. You don't see it here because of the numbers, but reflecting that Thunder Strike dealt over 1 million damage. And even though we ended up with 8 deaths before the last boss, none of them was really impactful, as they were just random avoidable deaths that happen, I guess. With over 2 minutes to 2 chests this one as well, we gained another 107 score to put ourselves up to 1230, which is a decent jump from the 500 something we started. But we aren't done yet. Algeth'ar Academy was next, and I also lowered that to 6 for the same reason. Today making groups was very easy compared to last week for some reason, so we quickly grabbed our haste buff and went to town. And here's how that went. Come on, 1 mil. Come on. Come on. Yeah, baby. Shit. I refuse to believe I was in that, by the way. But that was it for me goofing, and sadly also with me pumping. So I only died occasionally after the tank dirt nap first. Oh no, wait, there was this weird bug. See where the laser's aiming at and where I am? Apparently that's the same fucking place. Oh, no, wait again. Here I didn't move out of the circle in time. That's rough, man. I would blame the 0 hours of sleep I got in that day, but even with half an eye open, that should be avoidable. Disregarding another 106 score for an overall of 1336. So close. And our third plus 6 timed. So I reckon we increased the level a little bit. But that is it for this episode. If you're still watching, let me know which dungeon is your favorite of Dragonflight so far this season. I hope you have the most fantastic day whenever you see this, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.